First things first, my name is Kenneth. My company is ILEG Technology Screens. We have trying to get around to testing, but we had some problems with somebody that's been acting up on their YouTube channel, and now we have to go through the procedures of getting it all taken care of once and for all. So, moving on from there. This is one of again. There we go. I didn't get a chance to play around with this thing yet. So this right here is going to be a very thin aluminum projection screen that we're working on. And I want a chance to play around with it. Physical screen. Oh, great. That's another task to bump the screen everywhere. Let me see. And sizes we're going to have for this is, I think the size we're going to start off with is 34 by 72. Make sure I got this in here correct because I bumped the ice out of it. Sound for this thing? We should be running sound through here. Up or down? Done that. I gotta check on something on the website. Let me see. Aluminum sheets. Black aluminum sheet. All right. 36, 36, 36, 36. Oh, really? 49 by 96? 49 by 96. What is that? 49 by 96. 49 inches is what? 48 is 5 inches. It's a little off. These are interesting size. Alright, let me see. Maybe I'll get these instead. These are much bigger too. 48 by 96. Aluminum sheets. We can get them right directly from eBay. One of those on that one. Okay, check this out. Let's see. Search. Okay, demonstration. We'll take that. Now, someone mentioned I fell asleep. Yeah, I did. I'm tired. I'm very tired. You see the stuff I build on a regular basis? I literally built this giant screen behind this. I designed all the labels for all my technology, even the one you're looking at right now. I engineered all those. I designed tons of screen paints. I engineered all the screen paints, all the testing, batch numbers, the whole 9 yards, everything. I did all myself. And I also had 2 websites on my 3rd one on the way. Yeah, I think I would be tired. But it's hard to be tired for other people. You don't do work. I consider the fact that the hours I had to put in for all the paperwork for my company, because I changed the name over. Oh, and by the way, for the individual who took our name, I contacted eBay, or not eBay, YouTube's legal department. Can't do that. So his account's under investigation now. So they're going to send you some information telling you to change it back or whatever you had it at, or your account's going to be terminated. So good luck with that. That wouldn't bother me at all. You call our product to be a scammer at the end of the day, and then you want our company's name. You want my company specification sheet. You want a BS at the end of the day. It doesn't sound like a person. It's like a person who just wants to be us. That's all. But we developed so much technology, they can't seem to keep up. So this is our new technology. I haven't had a chance to show it off because we've been dealing with somebody who's been doing some really dumb stuff. But I'm not worried about it. You know why? Because Monday morning is taken care of. We got everything we need to know. We're good to go. So now I'm going to enjoy the new technology, get ready to advertise it. Ooh, this thing's been gorgeous. And we're on a 50 lumen projector, 720p. That's all it takes to generate one of these things. I want to work with the Pico projectors. We get Pico projectors to be able to fire up just like regular projectors in fully lit environments. This is a big game changer. They're small, they're compact, they don't take a lot of power, they're very affordable. That's what we're working on. Alright, let me get this and see exactly what we can get for a screen size. Anything bigger than this, I need a 48 by 48. So this is a finished product? No, not finished. It's in testing stage, which I am consider changing a few things about it. Number one, I want it much darker than what it is. Much, much darker. I want an ultra black screen, so that's definitely going to have to be changed. So a few things we've got to work on with it. Aluminum surface we're looking at for a company. We're trying to find a company that basically is not going to charge us for. We have to buy multiple. This stuff is not cheap. Multiple surfaces. That's going to be a nice thinness to it. We cannot roll this thing up in any way whatsoever. It'll bend or mess up the screen. It has to be sturdy enough so it doesn't become flexible, but too heavy. Not heavy enough to be sturdy, but we want it nice and thin. So yeah, it's an interesting surface to find. What's the price for this one? I like this 49 by 49 by 96. That's a pretty good size screen to start off with. I gotta contact the post office to see how much money it would cost to ship a box that caliber, that size, they take it. Let's get something else. Just going to the list. Testing this out as I'm checking this out. 49 by 96. Let me see. The post office will take this. Flat surface that's 49 by 96. Will the post office take it? What's the minimum size for flat rate? Flat rate. That's flat rate. Big size. I'll have to bring me down a surface, the measurement of the surface, and the weight to figure exactly how much it would cost us to ship the item. It's not a bad price, so I need to figure out like this thing's gonna cost to ship out. Okay, I'm going to contact that surface brand. They're going to think of it as a big surface at 48 by 96. So the height of it. Box is 4 inches. 38 by 96, that would be a good size. We want the box too big. We don't want it too thin. It has to be padded a certain way too. We don't want the screen to get damaged. Magnetic stands. Magnetic stands. Alright, magnetic stand system for that. Okay. magnetic stand. Okay, let me see. Magnetic stand. Black aluminum. Black aluminum. No, we have black aluminum. Magnetic stands for black aluminum. Ooh, that actually, seriously? I wonder how much weight that would actually pick up on. A magnetic system. That would be sick. I gotta talk to my buddy. We can design a magnetic system where this thing can stand up on its own. Give it kind of a levitating kind of feeling. I'm going down instead. Now, getting back ready to calibrate, get myself back to where I need to be at. I'm working on my technology. That problem we've been having the last couple of days has already been taken care of. I already got what I needed. I had a buddy find out for me, so we know already. So I'm not going to say much about it, but we'll be in contact with some people tomorrow to get that taken care of. That's already done deal. Now, moving on to the next thing is that we have to get ready for our new technology. Several different forms of new technology. I still have several different versions of AdTech. I have AdTech itself that's already finished, sitting over there ready to go. I got a couple of stores already lined up to have AdTech on it. As for that whole, we don't have time for that. We really don't. Sometimes I like to have a little fun in my talking conversations, but why would we even bother? It's a waste of our time to challenge other screens. We've done this one already before. I can literally go back in archives and pull people's screens that we've done already. It's a waste of time. I gotta move forward. I got investors at the end of the day. They want the technology. They want to make money. I got other people like the technology. They want to make money. We got to cater to them. That's what's important. Crybabies want to carry on. We let the lawyers handle. That's what they're designed. That they get paid for. We got to concentrate on our technology. Magnetic lock system. Ooh, do they have a magnetic thing? Oh, that would be sick. We got to build a prototype on that. Definitely got to build a prototype. Let's see. Magnetic iPad. How would that even work? Wouldn't you disrupt the spring with that? Oh, that's interesting. Very interesting. So that's magnetic. The magnetic surface. Hello. This is exactly what we're looking for. This would be perfect. You can make a stand system that's magnet, just clicks onto it like right to it. That would be sick. We definitely got to invest in this. That's going to be pretty cool. Best magnetic stands for black aluminum. So wait, if we get two magnets are next to each other. Both negative and positive. If you try to put negative and negative or positive and positive, it causes this force for it to separate. Tracy causes, in terms of engineer right, you can cause levitation. I'm curious about that. Get the microphone, please. Magnets with two positive outputs. No. Magnet with two positive outputs. Okay, physically impossible. We're not worried about the physically impossible. I'm trying to get them to connect. We need them to separate. Because they're automatically going to separate. Get to a negative and positive in order for that to connect. But if you have a battery, charging, that's a connection that causes it to push away from one to another. They push away from each other. Which means you can do that, design levitation. Levitation from two negative batteries. Haha, I love my brain. I definitely love my brain. This is actually possible. Alright, levitation. But you have to keep them stationed to the running from left to right. So the batteries have to be somewhere where they can't push the image from left to right. They have to stay within the center of the image itself. That'd be cool. A levitating stand? Levitating using two negative batteries is not possible because the connection of negative reasons electronic field. Alright, we'll simply create a shortcut potentially damaging the battery, because that would damage the battery to the negative. But we're not connecting together at all, period. You're putting two negative and negative. You can't do that. Let's see. Placing a battery over top another battery causes a push away. Get away from me. Alright, okay. Levitation. Okay. Well, there's definitely more research in that because we need to know that. I'm going to have to get some batteries to do some tests. We got the company for the aluminum going with them. Like, they're just better at smooth edges. It's nice. Raw element, they do clean it up a bit. So, perfect for application. I'm going to do one quick application. Where did I see that? Oh. The whale. The fish. That's interesting. Okay, that'd be, let me see. We did this one away, right? Alright, I'm gonna have to make myself a highly formulated hologram technology. Make it tonight, because I got stuff to do tomorrow. I'm gonna check out something for rendering 3D applications. That's right. Mobile high-speed internet for business. Excuse me. change outs. Contrast levels. Contrast level. Let's see. Let me check. So anyway, we have this definitely with this service. Anyway, tomorrow morning, call. Press reliable internet. More of that. Let's see what else we got. Alright, make it darker. I think I know where I'm going to change my formula to. So definitely make it darker. I do want higher colors. Definitely higher colors. Oh, that's nice. Okay, let's try some foods or something. What do we got here? Let's see what we got here with this. Big bobcat. Contrast over anything. Application change. Oh, man, that's good. Yeah, that's wrong one. Or it's running from the PC also over there. That's one for that one. Hey, like you know what you were calling? I hear like I got it for you in the storage unit. I mean, you like that one. I got it for you, buddy. fell asleep on the whatchamacallit. Yeah, I work harder than you do. Definitely work harder than you do. That's why I'm here, and you're not. That's why. Did we turn that thing on? No, we did not. Look at that. I'm not going to discuss price. I'm not. Well, come on. Our investors watch our channel or show off our new technology. Very short words, not going to say much about it, and then leave it at that. Move on to our next page. That's it. Investors want it to be short and sweet. That's it. Let's get this going over here. What do we got? That's this one there. I love having this giant screen. I watch both my screens at the same time. Oh, and by the way, we've been to that with AI already. AI is red, blue, and whatever color it is to make black. I do artwork, so I know what that is. Way before AI had it. That's what artists do to make black. You want a particular shade of black. How do you want to design it? We just literally had that conversation, and guess who came behind us and ranted about that? Saying, oh, they could, no, buddy. Our stuff is tested. Which means that anybody who makes a black paint would have to match those match or better to claim they're us. That's how that works. Your stuff isn't tested. You have no tests. That's why when we got your products over here for testing, like, what are we going to do with this stuff? We don't write on containers our stuff is not ambient light rejection and claim we are ambient light rejection. Our stuff actually functions. Your stuff doesn't function. If it did, we wouldn't have canceled receipts. That's all. So Monday morning you'll get that document. Well, not Monday. We'll have it somewhere roughly around Thursday. Thursday we'll have the document in its possessions. But we can back it up. But from what I found out, I found out some information. I told you I got a few people who work for some very interesting agencies. But you'll hear about it. All right, now I want to see what I want to do with this. What tab should I open here? I want to change our page. I want to do the same design here. Change this out. Wall pages. That's the one thing about having giant screens for your monitors. Yeah, I'm good thing I got 20/20 because I can see right on the other end. When I had the 150 is a nice. It's too big of a screen. Well, we can do portrait mode on this thing. I keep forgetting these things do portrait mode. I think I'll do a portrait mode setup tomorrow. Alright, but I want to change out. Customize Chrome. This is how you do it. Change theme. Got done on the anything else? No. Go back. Okay, so it's better. Ooh, jump in. Alright, cool. 20 use. I'll change that one out too. Let's see. I'm liking that one. Oh, I think that's the one, the GTA. Boom. Oh, it matches my pink too on top of that. Oh, I love it. I freaking love it. Yeah, this technology came out so dark it was unwatchable. I can't wait for my document. Oh, by the way, you are 59 years old. You was born November 1976, 11/76. That's your birthday, ain't it? I got your birthday. I got some interesting paperwork on you. Yeah, some very interesting paperwork. So this is the last thing we needed. We have his date of birth. That's why he changed his tag all of a sudden to BH, lowercase 76. 11/76 would mean you were born November 1976, which would make you approximately 49 years old. Am I wrong on that? That's all we needed, the last piece we needed. Well, that's it. They'll be to dig you up now. Look at him, he's very scared. Yeah, he's scared. Got himself in a lot of trouble, people. A lot of trouble. Yep. No response back. Nothing at all. Petty response back, because we're used to him. We know this guy at the end of the day. So petty response back of basically, changing the name. He's done this before, so we're used to this. But not backing up anything. I had several people go visit his channel and look through some of his stuff, and yeah, flags are all over the place. So you've been here how long? Yeah, well, that's taken care of already. Like I said, human behavior. Basic human behavior. One thing in business is knowing how to read people. That's one of the things in business. Human behavior. Everybody does it. Everybody on this planet will do it. They'll back up what they can do. Everybody does it. Want to make a little test? Go to your father, mother, anyone you know, and say, hey, do you really have a license to drive? Say that and see what happens. They'll pull out their license. Oh, yes, I do. I've been driving ever since I was blah, blah, blah. There's my license right here. At the military. This is a military license right here. They'll back it up. Go talk to your doctor and says, hey, do you really have a degree in learning the whole thing about the human body? No, do you have a degree in that? Yeah, what do you think these things are on my wall right here? Yeah, they back it up. Human behavior, that's what we do. And the fact that 8 days went by and no backup, but he did interact. He resulted to coming in and changing his YouTube channel to look like ours. Our name, which I already contacted YouTube's legal department, and his channel now is under investigation. Can't do that. It's against YouTube's policy. So you get yourself in more trouble. Most people, what they would do is they would back it up. and you didn't. That would explain so much now. Being in the same apartment and never leaving explains a lot. It does. Explains a lot. Most people don't stay in apartments that long. They don't. They upgrade. They always upgrade. You outgrow them. That's why. That's what happens. We outgrow things all the time. Because we constantly buy stuff all the time. And as we start to evolve through life, we get raises, we get promotions, and we constantly buy more and more stuff. And you know what happens when we buy more and more stuff? We outgrow the environments that we live in. That's why we upgrade to other places. People like the apartment life, just get bigger apartments. Things happen. If you're meeting someone, you live with someone, could be a possibility you could have some kids. So, for some people, the next stage is to move out and get a house. Some people like the apartment, like just get a bigger apartment. If you got the money to afford that. But you're always advancing, always moving. You'll be moving out your entire life. You'll be literally moving your entire life. So with that being said, the fact that someone was in the same spot for that long, why? Those apartments are not big. They're not big apartments. And raising a family in that apartment, there you go. There are the major flags are popping up. Became extremely hostile, made it about race. That usually happens to someone who doesn't have documents. Or they don't speak back at all. They don't say anything at all, period. Yeah, it's not documented. You know it. So I have to ever ask you for your documents. I don't have that right. Can't do that. It's against the law. Can't transfer your documents. And on top of it, it's quite rude. So I want to go contact with somebody who does have authority in that section to get that information we would need. But I still have to contact that agency. Because even though he has the ability, again, we have to go to the agency. They're involved with the courts and everything like that, so we can... Let's just put it this way. I'm out some money. A nice way of putting it. I'm out of money. I'm out some money that I spent for it. So that would explain why he kept hitting the copyrights over and over again. Because an average person in a copyright, they're not going to play around with that unless he knew that there was something that he couldn't be responsible for. Kind of get what we're going at? Yes. Because nobody in their right mind would hit a copyright that many times. If they knew there was a way that they wouldn't be responsible for it. There you go. Let me see, did I change out? We didn't change any of the wallpaper in the other one. I like this color. I think that's just my setup. I went to hit a Cyberpunk one. I'll take the GTA. I'll take the GTA. Looks nice. I'll take it. It's real nice. Okay, the balloon looks very nice. Beautiful. It looks nice over there. Oh, excuse me. However, this is yours, not mine. I had some very nice people contact me about our decision about dealing with companies only. And they made some very good points. They say YouTube is toxic. They are right about that. They're 100% right. 8 years ago, YouTube was actually pretty nice. It was a very nice platform to do business on. Now, it's too toxic. There's all kinds of stuff on Reddit and different forum sites about how bad YouTube is. It really is. It's the ghetto of social media sites now. Because you got too many of the wrong kind of people sitting on top of it. We don't have this problem. I don't file lawsuits and criminal charges on any other platform but YouTube. It's the only one that has it. Don't get me wrong, there's some good people on YouTube. There is. The sad thing, there's more of the worst kind on here. Matter of fact, it was so bad Like I told you before, YouTube went in and removed the option to dislike something because people were complaining that trolls would come in and be upset and angry, or no reason, I don't know what reason why, for, and attack someone's video and try to make their videos look bad. The guy sat there and said, when he was cursing through the video, sorry about that, I don't have control over that, cursing through the video, saying how he does content and he has idiots on his channel that come in and just do the dumbest things you've ever seen in your entire life because they're just bitter at the end of the day. And unfortunately for these individuals, they have no way to lock in their trolls, to get them locked up, get them prosecuted. But we, on the other hand, have. And a buddy of mine said he had a troll for a while, and a long while, just messing with his channel. And he said, man, I would love to get his identity, figure out where he lives at, and bring him in a courtroom. Yes, a lot of people are happy about our situation, being able to lock these guys up. Because people hate trolls. They hate them so much. I got mine. Every single one of them. Even the ones we never mentioned on camera. If I never met your name on camera, I would bet you. If you've done any videos, I bet you we know about you. The reason I'm not saying anything, because it's going to be surprise, surprise, surprise. Yep. You can get a letter. Oh, not one of those. Oh, heck no. Not one of those. Different kind of letter. A letter telling you you're getting sued. One of those letters. Lawsuit. That's what you're going to get. Right from the door. Surprise, surprise, surprise. With a lot of zeros in it. Comments and zeros and more zeros and commenting. Like, oh my goodness. Like, can you really sue somebody for that kind of... Yes, you can. Yep. As long as you got proof that they did it, you can sue whatever the freak you want. Yeah. And look, they sued that guy, what, Mayor Giuliani, for $149 million for making a statement about a voting machine, again, that he couldn't back up in court, and he lost it. 149. Can you imagine that? Seeing those zeros pop out, I had a heart attack looking at that. First of all, I wouldn't have said anything at all if I couldn't back it up, but that's definitely dangerous. But he must have had a mild heart attack looking at all them zeros, like, and it keeps going on and on. It's just that they just fold out the paper and you see more zeros that folds it out. It's like, oh my goodness, he cannot. Yeah, they can. Yeah. Sue you for whatever they want. Don't make a difference. They don't care. Anyway, we don't care about that. We got things to do. But yeah, we know already. We already know 100%. We got it. I just have to go in on Monday and push it through. That's all. I'm a Mexican friend to call you an idiot. Yeah, you're an idiot. You've been here for how long? How long have you been here? And you didn't do anything positive with that? Anybody else in that situation? Like my people? Maybe get a nicer job, keep a low profile, save some money, get a nice lawyer, immigration attorney. That's what I would have got, immigration attorney. Start working on their paperwork. And they start paying that little retainer, because some are real nice to put retainers in, which are pretty cool. I think it's real nice to put retainers. They try to help people. They try to help them out. And that's what I would do. Then it shows that my paperwork is being taken care of. I'm getting it done. Get me a little job. Make a little money here and there. Make sure I can come in and pay my taxes. See, that's the thing about it is, you show us you're paying taxes, you're putting money back in. Yeah, my ex was studying to be a lawyer. Immigration attorney. That's what she was studying to be. And she told a friend of mine, she gave him good advice. She said, got a job, pay into your taxes. You look really good at the end of the day. Very good. And that's what he started doing. He got a citizenship, by the way. He got it. Should have given him that information. Yeah. Now, if they take the whole tax return, who cares? At least they know at the end of the day you're paying your dues. That's what he really did. Came down here all that free time that he had down here, like 5, 6, 7 years down here, didn't do nothing with it.
So that would explain why. And my friends was like, that's what I kept asking. Was he retarded? Was he slow? Or something was wrong with him? Who touches a copyright that many times? Unless they already know that there's no way we can hold them accountable to it because they're not a citizen. You won't see your kids anymore. Unless they come to you, you do that. That's going to be a crazy, difficult thing at the end of the day. It really is. You can never come back here. We're following pending. You have pending charges. You can't come back. Ever. And if you say, oh, no, you can't. You can't come back. I'll tell you why. I knew a guy who killed someone. He shot someone to death in a nightclub. And they arrested him. Found out he was undocumented. This before the whole Trump nonsense went on. And they deported him, and they sent him back. He lost everything. And ended up back where he was at. He's tried to come back multiple times, and they deny him. Because there's a criminal record in the United States. They won't let him in. Yeah, so those who think that's right. No, it's not racist. It's normal. If you go to another country, as I said before, and you commit crimes in that country, like some of these YouTubers that try to get fame by going into countries and disrespecting the people there, disrespecting their religion, and being nasty to them. You know what I'm talking about, people who do this nonsense. Now, they can throw the book at you and they can give you hard labor, because they can do that. What's the first thing that happens? This is why sometimes some places don't like us. Because, again, people like that will go over there. And it's not all Americans, because it's not all Americans. Some Americans go over there. They're respectful, nice. They respect everything when they go over there. Beautiful. But you got those jerks at the end of the day that make us look bad. Like you did, Jamie. You made your own people look bad. So they go over and they do all this dumb stuff, especially if they're African American. I'm like, oh, you gotta be freaking kidding me. Yeah, because it makes it even worse. That one guy went over there and carried on over there in Korea, did all that stuff, man. I wanted to punch him in the face. Because again, you're making us look bad at the end of the day. And hopefully the people over there don't judge us all. I know they're not going to judge us all. But you're still making it bad for us, doing just some of the dumbest stuff you could possibly think of. Disrespecting their statues, all kinds of stuff that you shouldn't be doing. Anyway, they locked him up. Took his passport. He can't leave. Go to jail. And now, he wants to cry to the U.S. Embassy to get his behind out of something he triggered off. He could have went down there, been very respectful, met some beautiful people, did something great down there. He could have did a whole review about Korea. Best restaurants to eat at. The nightlife. All kinds of stuff he could have did. Not only to help them out, but also to, on top of that, to respect the land that he's in right now. He didn't do any of that. He disrespected these people. I'm going to kick him out. Kick him out of, you don't want him in there no more. So, that's what this guy did. He came here, and he did stuff like that. And who knows what other stuff he did besides, I know what he's done to us, we know, for other people. He's attacked my customers. He's attacked members of my family. So we're caught up to him. They could have came here. It's exactly like some of my Mexican brothers, Dominicans, and stuff like that right here. Got people I know from Ireland and Jamaica and stuff like that. I got a lot of friends. And they came out here with the intention of doing something positive. And your intentions, I don't think, were that. And that's why my buddy was looking at the copyrights. And he was really like, what's wrong with them? Who would violate a copyright that many times knowing that they could go to jail? But if they knew that they wouldn't be responsible for it because they weren't actually a United States citizen, and they can be charged under our criminal system, then there you go. As my buddy pointed out. Because nobody in the right mind would do that. Nobody in the right mind would do that. You get people get terrified and hit one copyright, they freak out. Not over 100 attempts to hit a copyright over and over again. And again, never came back to back it up. 8 days went past, nothing from him, not a thing. Just went in and changed. Only thing he came back with was changing his YouTube channel name. That's it. That doesn't sound like a person that can back it up. Like the other one doesn't have anything claiming or proving that he's a priest or a minister. Caught him what? In front of a Burlington courthouse ranting about some dumb nonsense. We didn't even listen to it. Can't back it up. So that's that. He made a statement about moving on to bigger and better things, and this is exactly where he landed at. Doesn't sound like bigger or better things to me. What is that? Why is it floating? What programs you load up? Oh, I forgot. I don't like the screen. I like the screen so much. I'm gonna change that real quick. No, we picked up on it. I had somebody came in and copied our cube exactly the way we had it. All I had to do was contact them and say, "Hey, look, that cube you're messing around with, that's our property," and send them out. They have to see it. Send them out the registration number showing that the copyright's mine. You know what happened? The person apologized. They said, "I'm sorry, I didn't mean to touch your copyright." They know how serious these things can get. "I'm sorry, I apologize." I said, "It's okay, it's cool. You just have to remove it. That's basically about it." "Oh, no problem, we'll remove it." And they removed it. They're very nice about it. They removed it. Because they understand how bad this can be. But if you have no consequences and no one can pretty much touch you because you feel because you don't have any real, they can really touch you at the end of the day because you're not really from here, then there you go. It's like having diplomatic immunity. You can't be touched. Yeah. But the thing is, you can't stay here either. That's the bad part about it. You can't stay here. Because if you were a United States citizen, we can have you locked up. Now, where am I going with this? I went down 8K, 8K, 8K. I guess some of you thought that they thought they're never going to get caught, never going to get busted. They can do whatever they want to do. Well, it didn't work out that way. Oh, got the one now. We're in. Very good. So that says something, Mr. Fernando, right there. I mentioned your name in this video. I mentioned. If it was about revenge, I could have got you a long time ago. Because we did have a hint, kind of the writing on your website, certain things that were popping up, the way you were just out of touch with certain things which you should have known from the door. I'm not saying that anyone from different foreign countries doesn't have education, because like I said, I got plenty of people. Matter of fact, we got lawyers in here up and down through this place that are from other countries. Amazing freaking stuff I can't understand at the end of the day. whatever happened, you just didn't take advantage of that opportunity, or whatever happened overseas, but you didn't take advantage of it. So I don't know what went on, but anyway, I can tell at the end of the day, your IQ is really not that high. You didn't know the basic measurements of liquid, and then you get that in third grade. They explain the bad spelling on the website, and you write things as if you're trying to write like a speaking spell. Language barriers popping up. So if this was about race, Mr. Fernando, we figured this stuff out a long time ago. But for me, at the end of the day, don't care. Just want to get you in front of a judge. That's it. Get you to leave my stuff alone. Stop messing with my stuff. Stop making fake accusations about my company. That's what we're trying to get you to do. Leave our stuff alone. But you keep attacking us because you feel that you can do whatever you want because you don't have paperwork here, and you can violate and do what you want, do what you want to do. But you're making your people look bad because that's what they're saying at the end of the day. Why they don't want them here? Yeah. So if it was about race, Mr. Fernando, I could have got you a long time ago. In that blue house, that's when we started picking up. We probably had an idea that you weren't documented. We could have got you right in that house, easily. One phone call, you'd have been out of here. But if I took that road to contact immigration to have you removed, that would have been out of anger. That would have been out of revenge. And then I would have been doing Satan's work. So that's why you stayed put. Because it wasn't about revenge. It wasn't about any of those things. We didn't even know your address. Quite frankly, we didn't have it until we got the LLC. That's when we realized, he posted his address where it was at. When I went and filed for the CCP and the process server came to your door, I never said anything about race. Said no copyright claims. Not copyright claims, yes, but nothing about you not having paperwork, right? So if that had went through and you had to go to court, they would have found out. Because they have to take to your documents. Yeah. So we could have got you any given day. I could have got you. That way would have been the wrong way to do it. Now, how we're doing it now is the right way. And the reason why? Because we're not going on revenge. We're not going on anger or hatred. We're going to the simple fact we need to prosecute you. That's what we're going on. But now what I found out, we already know. We just have to go to the proper channel now to take care of it. And that's why he hasn't been on his YouTube channel. That's why he hasn't provided any information, no proof, not a thing whatsoever. Yeah, he's been there that long. He's done nothing with his time here. Man, I'd have been locked in already, man. Forget that screen paint at the end of the day. Forget all that at the end of the day. I would have been banking every single penny to get myself an attorney to lock me in here and here. And I would have kept my nose clean. I'd have stayed out of trouble, continue to work my job, all that. That's why I said another thing too I found out that was interesting, your job. Because it's something you said that also triggered off a red flag. Because you made a statement that you got a raise. You got a raise. Most people have been working a job. Don't say I got a raise. They say I got another raise because they already had one already. This is my third raise already. Yeah, I had one before, like way back, but it just got me another one. You've heard that conversation on the job site. They would never say I just got a raise. So you've been working there that long, you're just now getting a raise? Yeah. It's the reason why you were in the same building for so long. I applied for information they ask for on a renter's document. They can ask you certain things. They can't within those guidelines. They can ask you that. They can even ask you what race you are. All that on there. Yep. Some of them are even more detailed than that, depending on where you want to live at. I told you I had one that actually wanted to know exactly where I went to college at, what did I major in, and the blood type of my animals. Yep. What do you want to ask for? Some people, now I'm going to tell you something about Julian Apartments. Julian Apartments is Same kind of energy as his apartments. And I'll tell you why. Because in Julian apartments and certain other apartments, they will allow certain people to go there without asking too much question. I didn't have to give up too much information to move into that place. I had more rigorous applications doing houses. It was so easy to get in that place, it wasn't even funny. Light background check, easy. Call up the show I got the money, no problem. In that fast. I mean, light background check. That's what they didn't want to really find anything. That's all. Very easy. Get in. A lot of places like that. Any other place I go to, man, I had to go through my banking accounts, how much money I had in my accounts, how much money I made. They had to see what if I said I had my company. They had to see exactly how much of my money was company was bringing in. They had to have all that information. It was insane how much information I had to prove my income and how much I made to get those houses. Yep. Credit score, that also pops up too. Places, if you haven't worked in different places, they want pay stubs. You know how that one goes. They gotta get them pay stubs. Yeah, and it's hard to get a pay stub, and it's hard to get all that information if you're getting paid under the table. Yeah. Tell me if I haven't hit every nerve. Yeah. So I'm out some money. Yep. Can't touch you because you're not from here. But they are coming. And you did it yourself. If you're going to go around and make waves in the water, you have to expect there's going to be a reaction from it all. And that's what you got. You got his reaction. Carried on, did too much. They call it doing too much, doing too much. Self-destruct, he did to himself. It's a shame, man. It's a shame. It really is. It's a shame because if you think at the end of the day I'm happy about it, no, I don't want to see anybody get deported. It's a horrible process to go through. It's a very horrible process. He had option to get out of this. We sent him a cease and desist letter. If I had got one of those knowing that I wasn't documented, I would have went in and I would have basically got together. That's it. Not him. Had a process server knock on your door for court. If that process server had come just a little bit, an hour more, we would have been able to file. And he would have been in a lot of trouble. Explains a lot about a lot of things. It does. But, like I said, I'm not going to insinuate too much. We'll wait until tomorrow morning. I want a confirmed. My buddy was like, yeah, it's, it is what it is. He just said it that way. And I go, okay. Because he can't even really dig. He knows stuff, but he just knows. It is what it is. He said, but you'll get it tomorrow. You'll get it tomorrow. I told you. 2025, what did I say? Out of my mouth. And it's going to be a nightmare for people at the end of the day that tamper with our products. You can't be taking the Lord's blessing, our blessing from our Lord and Savior, and doing whatever you want to do with it, Fernando. It has consequences behind that. And in all this, you're going to be praying to God. You're going to pray to God through this whole entire ordeal that gets you through this. After you went in and tainted his blessings that he gave to his servant at the end of the day. That's what you did. Oh, definitely doing that one. That's why I said at the end of the day, for some of you who committed crimes, there's no place to hide. Because God knows what you did. And if God knows what you did, we'll know what you did too also. I need a new halo system because I'm bored with mine. you're going to do a handle system. Oh, yeah, we're supposed to build that thing. We haven't got around to building those things yet. Especially for that system right there. That's easy, front and rear technology. Alright. Transit's nice, I like it. Excuse me. Butterfly in the sky. I can get twice as high. Take a look. It's in our book. Reading rainbow. So what happens if we double side this? Does this trigger off effect if we double side it? Probably not. Probably not. Woo, man, you're lucky. This is why I tell you at the end of the day, stop being up under the table like that. Good thing I got good reflexes. Oh, my reflexes are insane. For 50 years old, I got fast reflexes. I wish I trained in martial arts. I can hit you extremely fast. You wouldn't even see it coming. Very, very quick. Reflexes are really good for my age. Oh, my goodness. Talk about goals in life. I had to do some work for somebody to help them out with something involving a senior citizen home. And you gotta be kidding me. This woman was 80 years old. And she was walking around like me, like walking around like nothing. I'm like, man, you gotta be kidding me. I see people like that. That's like, man, that gives me hope to being 80 years old one day. Because it's like, man, she's just walking around talking, yeah, so having fun and jumping and laughing, jumping around, laughing and running around. 80 years old, can you believe that? I'm 56 years old. I'm thinking like, yeah, man, by the time I reach 60, man, I'm going to be done, man. That's it. And they don't even want to reach 60 at the end of the day. And I'm looking at her at 80 years old like nothing, man. I'm thinking like, man, I hope I get that. I hope I get that, can be like that. I hope I can. Man. Another guy I met, he was 65, man. Muscles and everything. Got the gray all up in the hair and everything with the salt and pepper. Got the muscles and everything. He lifts weights at 65. I'm like, geez. I'm hoping to keep the hopefully I keep on the road I'm on right now. I exercise every day, keep it up. Keep exercising every day and change my diet. My diet definitely gotta go. This stuff gotta go. I'm trying to drink more cranberry juice. Man. She's like, I'm 85. I was like, what? Man, yeah. Bike rides, the whole 9 yards. Everything you do, she does. So the difference is she 85. You better hope that you make it to that level and be intact. That's the scary part. At 56 years old and being able to lift weights, walk 21,000 steps. I do roughly every day, I say between 12 to 15,000 steps. I walk everywhere I go. It's good for the body. And the fact that I'm my age I am now, and I feel fantastic. That's why I be telling like young people at the end of the day that, hey, you may say like, hey, the person's over, but you got to cross that bridge first. There's a bridge you got to cross first. And depending on how you cross this bridge is whether you falling over it, through it, or you're crossing it. Because anything can pop up in that timeline. This is where your body really tests itself on whether it's going to allow you to continue on for the next couple years or it's basically going to shut you down. That's the scary part. Once you reach that stage, you're good. You reach that 57, 58, you kick that 60, you're good. You passed it already. That's what makes it scary. Anything can pop up. Anything can pop up. You can be out there mowing your lawn, minding your own business. Something just happens. And you end up in the hospital and say, hey, you got freaking heart disease. Like, what the freak? Like, where did this come from? Yeah, out of nowhere. That's when your body's going to try to. I tell people at the end of the day, young people at the end of the day, your body at one point is going to try to kill you. Hey, you remember all that time you did all those drugs and the drinking and carrying all that? And, I'm trying to tell you this is a bad idea. You're not listening? Well, this is the time where I'm going to try to kill you. And let's see if you can get through what I'm about to push you through. That's what it feels like. It literally feels that way. Try to kill you. What you put in is what you get out. Good thing for me, never smoked, never did any drugs. Got drunk one time in my entire life because I don't like alcohol. It's disgusting. It's nasty. I don't get it. I like watching people drink it and talk about it and everything, but I'm not into drink. I don't have any interest in it whatsoever. Yep. So, yeah, I never was about that stuff. But it's baffling about cigarettes, which I don't. Part that's baffling. There's a high chance you're going to get cancer out of it. But there are people, for some reason, for some strange reason, that just never got it. They've been smoking cigars all the way up until 90 years old, and they still do it. They light up a cigar. Light up a cigarette. I knew people that drank and smoked at the same time, which I can never figure out. How you drink and you smoke? You see smoke pouring around in the glass like they drink at the same time, and they've been around for years. No cancer, no nothing, not a thing. Like they're freaking immune to it. Yeah. Chain smokers, man. And I'm just looking at them like, you're still alive? How the freak is that possible? Like, I don't know. I just don't have any problems. That's a rare type that do that. A rare type. And the rest of them it catches up. So yeah, roughly in the stage of 40, not so 30, I would say no. But at 40 in that area, yeah, everybody's going to try to kill you on everything you could possibly think of is going to try to do it. I got the macular degenerative, some kind of freaking eye disease. I went blind, almost went blind in both my eyes. I beat it. Yeah, lung disease, beat it. And I don't even smoke. I just ended up moving to a house that had mold in it, almost killed me. But it's a good thing I didn't smoke, because it would have killed me. Odds would have been against me. Man, yeah. The body's going to try to kill you. It's not so much as that your system breaks down. Your immune system, all that starts to deteriorate because you're aging. Your body breaks down. What you put in is what you get out of it. Boy, I tell you, it's very, very interesting to think about it. But the other part about it is, even if you do put the time into it, say you do take care of yourself, you're not meant to be on this earth forever, because you still got to go back home if you're called. So there's another thing you got to think about. You can lift weights every day, you can eat foods every day, and not eat this and not eat that. I mean, the most healthiest person on the face of the planet, you can walk across the street and get hit by a car. Very easy. Happens to people every day. Get in an airplane, whole section of the airplane blows out, you just gone. Be in the ocean swimming around, and for some strange reason, a shark just popped up out of nowhere and decided to take your leg off. It happens every day. Can't be sheltered in a house, afraid to go out, because you can even be killed in your own house. You can slip in your bathtub and have an accident, slip in your kitchen and have an accident. Another way, you can fall down the stairs and kill yourself. There's so many different ways you can go. Or, if God decides that he wants to take back what's belonging to him, then you're going to on top of that. But it's all interesting. That's why they say that you're even though you may feel strong and mighty and powerful, you're frail. You're frail. Like that song about Candle in the Wind. That's how frail you are. Your life, how frail it is unbelievable. You wouldn't believe. Simple. If you take a candle and you feel powerful, you feel strong, but deep down inside, we're dust in the wind. That's what we are. I like that song called Dust in the Wind. It's a beautiful song, but it's true. That's all you are. Nothing but dust in the wind. That frail. There's so many things against you in this world, you have no idea. Your borrowed time. You don't live. You don't own anything here. Nothing here is yours. None of that stuff is yours. We had this conversation. You don't own anything here. But steady strain of life. When your time comes and you fall through that strainer, all your valuables, everything you collected is going to stay behind, right there. And those people sitting around that strainer, they're waiting to collect your stuff. But you're not thinking about that. That's the last you're thinking about. You ain't thinking about any of that. You're going to the next life. And that same person in the middle of that strainer grabbing your stuff up out of greed, well, guess what? He or she's going to fall through that exact same strainer themselves. And all their stuff's going to land back there too. Nothing gets taken off the earth. Did you notice? Did you realize that? Nothing leaves the earth. It stays here. Whether it corrodes, whether it rots, whether it decays, it stays here. Only you leave. Blows your mind, doesn't it, to think about it? Do I fear this today? No, I find it fascinating. I'm not afraid of this. I'm not afraid of death. The reason why is because I'm a Christian. When my time comes, I'll go see my Lord's face. If you're not ready, then you'll see the other one. That's why you fear what I say. Because you're not ready. I am. This world is cursed. I don't want to stay here. Now, I would never commit suicide. It's a sin against God at the end of the day. But when my time comes, I'm a happy man. My mom went with a smile on her face. She's a true blue Christian. She went home. She's done with this world at the end of the day. Nothing to do with these stupid politics and these nightmare idiots at the end of the day. Nothing to do with none of that mess. Wars and meteors and none of that craziness. She's going. She's in paradise with the Lord forever. You know what's beautiful about that? She made it. She made it to the next life. That's what's beautiful about it. That's why we had a celebration of a birthday party for her, because she was reborn. Her new body, her new life. She no longer has to walk the trial of this world ever again. We do. But if you're not walking in the right path and you're walking on the other side, well, there's something waiting for you and you don't want it. Trust me, don't want it out, period. And then think about it. As you're on this earth, there's so many things against you. There's so many ways you can not come home the next day. You're not guaranteed to be here forever. You're not guaranteed to come home every time you leave your house. You can pray and put it in God's hands and ask Him to watch over you and keep you safe. And be thankful every day you're allowed to come back. But you have to remember, you're on His borrowed time. The one who can protect you from the evil one who wants to destroy you and kill you, trying to plot to kill you every day. But you still have to remember, you're on borrowed time. You're on His time. So when it's your time to come back, are you ready? Meanwhile, we live in a world where there's dust in the wind. Yep. Can't stand that one. That's why I'm about to become a minimalist. I'm thinking about it. I had to move my collection into another unit. Better air conditioner climate. I don't even touch this stuff. This is a whole bunch of collectibles. And I'm holding on to it. I'm trying to figure out, why are you holding on to this stuff? You never go in the storage unit to check it out. You won't set it up. It just stays in this huge storage unit. All these collectible toys and stuff like that. It just stays. I bought a box with me today. I bought a box of games with me today. But all that stuff just stays in there. Reminds me it's a burden in my life. Something I don't want. And I feel like I just want to give it to my sister's brother, son, because he's a big time gamer. He would enjoy it. He would enjoy all of that, the collection and all. But it's just another burden for him at the end of the day. That's why as you get older in life, you want less things. You do. You want less things. You get tired of it. You know, you might get, that's what got me about you get an old Singer sewing machine that's been passed on in your family for years. When it finally gets to you, you use it a couple of times. And as you get older, you carry it from place to place. It becomes a burden to carry this piece of furniture everywhere you go. And you just get to a point where you say, you know what? I don't even want it anymore. I'm going to send it to the thrift shop. And you put it in the thrift shop, and somebody like me, a little younger, picks it up and says, oh, shoot. This is a collectible. Gotta have it. And I get it. And I bring it home and set it up and I love it and this, that, and the other. But, eventually you start looking at this and you start thinking, as I sat down at a single sewing machine, I thought to myself, how many people own this machine? That machine came out in 1827. So in 1827, the first owner who had that machine, a singular sewing machine that you pushed the rocker back and forth and it would sew your clothing. You start thinking, when you're a collector and you collect things, you collect them because it's fun, it's exciting to have these interesting items. Then it starts to sink in and you start thinking about how many people had this and thought it was really theirs before I got it. That's what kicks in. That's why some people stop collecting. Because the thing about it, you can't get rid of it because, you can't sell it. You can't depart from it. And each item you look at, you're never going to look at over and over again. You're just going to collect another one, and that one's going to be forgotten. You're going to collect another one, that's going to be forgotten. So it's going to accumulate. Then you get to a point you start thinking about when you talk about a collectors, not people that collect the stuff that he collects. I'm talking about actual collectors, like vintage items that've been around for years. Now, he probably got some stuff that's been around for years. Yeah. But I'm talking about collectors, as people had actually opened and touched these things like that sewing machine. So I sat there and thought to myself, how many generations of people sat down at that sewing machine and really thought that machine was theirs for it to end up in my possession today? So technically it's not mine. It never will be mine, ever. Everything I have in my collection will never be mine. It's not mine. None of this stuff is mine. When I go through the big spaghetti strainer of life, all this is left behind. If my ideas, all of them, all left behind. For somebody else. Where I'm going, I don't need them anymore. Yeah. That's why I stopped collecting. It became a burden. I envy it today, more than anything in the world. I envy people who can carry their entire lives on a backpack. I envy them. I'm tired of furniture. That's why I stopped buying it. I'm tired of it. And when I left that house, I left all that furniture behind. It was a pain in the butt to move it to every freaking place we moved at. Got a house, had to move it there. Got another house, had to move there. Every time I look, I'd be tired, exhausted, worn out. The process of moving is freaking exhausting as I don't know what. As somebody said, it was a pain in the butt. You have no idea what it's like. Go sit there and talking about moving is a pain in the butt. You have no idea. Moving is freaking exhausting. And then it ain't the worst. The worst when you get down to the nitty gritty of it, the little bits and pieces that just basically just halt the whole operation of just trying to get this stuff onto a freaking truck. Because some of the stuff you can't box everything. And then on top of that, when you finally get the stuff there, you got to figure out what's buried in what. Because sometimes you might have to mark the boxes, so you're going through all these boxes trying to figure out what kitchen items are. You're smart enough, which you realize the first time around. The second time you mark everything, so you're not looking around trying to figure out where your stuff is at, playing furniture bingo. And as you take stuff apart, you got to assemble it and put it all back together again. And you will repeat this process to a point where you'll get to the point like, I hate furniture. I hate moving. I hate all of it. I just want to be able to leave from a spot and just put everything on my back and just leave. That's when people become minimalist. I'm tired of it. Looking at that collection, I hate that collection so much. Because it's a burden. But I can't give it away. I'm paying $225 for a storage unit to stick something in that I will never go and visit. It's a burden. It's a curse. That's what it is. I want to be free from it. That's why I don't buy furniture. All that furniture I purchase, carrying and lugging around, all that furniture. I'm tired of it. I want to be free from it. That's why I like building furniture out of cardboard. Simple and plain. When I don't want it, I just get rid of it. Toss it. I don't carry anything with me. Easiest move ever in the world. No, there's something. I can rebuild it anytime I want. See, when people sit there and say, oh, you built furniture because out of cardboard because you're poor, you don't get basically the deeper meaning of it all. Because your brains aren't that complex to actually think on that level. You're a naysayer. Your mind is all about negative. People like those cardboard furniture. You know why? Because, again, the headache of moving. If you actually did move and you know what it's like, which this guy never did, so again, he doesn't know the whole purpose of the headache of moving. Because remember, moving in 2024 is such a pain. That nonsense. So after a while of doing this stuff, people get to a point they leave stuff behind. That's why you move to a house, you see stuff left behind. Because they didn't want to take it with them because they were tired of it and they just didn't care anymore. Weight sets, they don't really bother. You know, heavy weight sets are really heavy. Certain things to leave behind. Furniture, chairs, and stuff. Wow, why did they leave this behind? This is crazy, man. Why would they take that? Because, yeah, they got to the point that, I hate this. I can't move this again. I hate it. I'll never want to move this ever again. Whole dining room set sitting there waiting for you. Like, wow, dining room set. I get it. Person just left. They didn't want it. Yeah, because they're tired of carrying it. They don't want to do it anymore. I hate it. Why did you leave a patio furniture, leather couch? Because I hated it after a while. I'm not moving this stuff anymore. I've done this. I'm not doing it ever again. I'm done. Yeah. So my entire home front, man, I can pack that up just like that and get it out of the house. Get out of boom. 14-inch truck, be done. Out. No furniture, nothing whatsoever. I love it. I still got to pay for the burden. That's what I call it. The collection, I call it the burden. It is the burden. That's what it is. Soon, one day, I'm going to get myself down to being a minimalist. Very little. Don't want it, don't need it. Wish I could put my whole entire life on my back. That'd be nice. Flyer, mental flyer. Yeah, that would be nice. But unfortunately, I have to get there. How many boxes I have of these things? A lot of them. I have about 200-300 boxes of games. Everything from the Atari 2600 to Odyssey, you name it, I got it in boxes. Yeah, this one of the boxes I took off the top. Hey, Halo 3 for 360. I was very particular about my games. They all were in mint condition, every single one of them. Remember games came with the booklets, the good old days. Yeah, see all the different weapons. Remember how cool that was? Not with digital download you want. That's the part I don't like about digital download. Hazard Dragon for Xbox. Books original. I told you, bro. Particular about my stuff. I made sure that everything is in mint condition. All my books are mint. Everything down to my Ataris, N64s, you name it. Look at that. Remember these games right here? I got to show you some of my old magazines. I got old magazines that go back to the Atari 2600. Yep. That's how I kept the game. Haha, mint. Minty, baby. Yep, minty. What we have here. I got Sega Saturn games too. Oh, the game called Gun. This was a really good game too. This is for GameCube, by the way. And that little disc they had, mint condition. All the booklets with them, and mint condition. Yep, this is a very good game. Metal Slug for Xbox. Remember that? Oh, man. Hey, where's my game at? Oh, that's probably another game. No, I mean, I was probably playing it. Oh, no, it's in the Xbox. It's actually in my Xbox. That's the last game I played. Medal of Honor for GameCube. Oh, I bought this used. They didn't give me the book with it. But I had the game. I have my GTAs and all that stuff. Gears of War. See the gold gun for the Lancer? I actually own it. All my stuff, mint condition, never used. Look at that. No, I never used this is the multiplayer for skins and all that stuff. Never used them. stickers, mint condition, cogs for Gears of War, never used. I have the dog tags, everything, mint condition, never touched. I never was into this stuff. I had in the day. This is some fun stuff to have, but you know, I was into the game. That's basically about it. I kept everything still in mint condition. No one's allowed to hold my stuff ever, because you don't hold my games ever. You let somebody hold your game, and you got basically prints all over your game and all that stuff. This is another amazing game right here. Look at this. This came with the Xbox Live for the membership. I even have an Xbox Live membership with the microphone and everything still intact in the box. Remember that back in the day, you Xbox fans? And you got a nerve to talk about and say that I'm not console at the end of the day? I'm more console than you. Good game. Amazing game. It's a very good. You ever played this game before? It's a good one too. It's a very good one. It's for the original Xbox. Let's see what else I got in here. Ah, The Reckoning. This was an amazing freaking game. It's a good game. I might get me another Xbox 360 to play this. This was a really good game, man. Really good game. I'm definitely going to play this again. This is a very good game. Very good game. Ooh. Crackdown. This is a good game for Xbox 360. Oh, man. I had a ball playing this game. Oh, look at this. Got my Xbox Live. Never used it. Never opened it. Still sealed. Right there. Xbox Live. Came with the avatar. Cool toys for the avatar. This is the map of the entire city that you would have for Crackdown 2. Oh man, since what I said, I don't know, man. Digital download, I don't think I want it, man. I miss this. This is what I miss at the end of the day. This is what I mean. You can't get that, man, with the digital download. I'm sorry, just can't get it. This is what I remember gaming being. You know what I mean? Little booklets and all that stuff, man. Call of Duty. GameCube. I bought this game New Year's Eve. When everybody was out partying and drinking, I started a tradition. My tradition was to buy a game New Year's Eve and take it home, order some Chinese food, get myself a nice big root beer, because I love root beer soda, and some candy, which I love eating candy, and get myself a good video game. And this is one of the games I got. I was in the store. I remember looking for a game. The guy was like, want a good game? You got to check out Call of Duty Finest Hour. Very good game to play. Mint condition. Oh, my goodness, man. For the GameCube. Let me get the rest of my stuff out, too. I got GTA, man. The old GTAs, man, back in the day. Let me see. Oh, yes. Marvel vs. Capcom 3. Oh, man. Where's my Dead or Alive? Is my Dead or Alive in here? I wonder. It's probably in the other box. I gotta hunt that down. Let's see what we got down here. Oh, Army of Two. One of my favorite games to play. Man, I had a co-op friend. She was beast on this game. Absolute beast. You know you have to have a really good partner to play this game. I'm gonna get myself another 360. I miss these games. Battlefield 4. Battlefield 4. Let's back out. I'm gonna get my GameCube. I got Luigi's Mansion too, and I got Donkey Kong Bongos. I got that too. Some other games that got cases on them, but I don't have anything with. I got the games in here. Ah, Rumble Rose. Remember Rumble Rose? This came out for the PlayStation. Rumble Rose. Booklet and everything with it, yeah. Rumble Rose. You ever play that? It's a pretty good game. Rumble Rose. These are some generic games I got. Raven Squad. Actually pretty good, but some days it plays well. Dead or Alive Extreme 2. Now I'm going to tell you something. The 360 version, not all that good. The control was kind of wonky. You know what I mean? But the Xbox version was actually magnificent. Hey, did I get any collectible stuff with that thing? Let me see. No, there's the booklet right here. Right there. Soul Calibur 2. This one you got to play with Spawn. Need for Speed Most Wanted. Yeah, this is a pretty good game too. Halo Reach. I actually had the statue for this one too. I actually have my statue. There we go. This one I did use the subscription on this one right here for my Halo subscription. Came with the I got the all the artwork and everything with it, the whole 9 yards for Halo. Yes, sirree. Huge Halo fan. Let's see what we got here. Oh, Skyrim. I've never played this game. I got it for the PS4. Never played it. Never used it at all. Period. Oops. I think you should be over here. Shoot. Here, jack it up. I bring you this. I never played it. Never used it. I don't know. Just never got into Skyrim at all. I got it with the system when I first got my PlayStation. Never really got into it. Ah, this is an interesting game right here. Without Warning. Actually pretty good. Never really got into it much, but it was actually a pretty good game. Sims for GameCube. Let me see what down here. I actually never really touched these booklets all that much. Yep. I'm about to go find my other case of games. Oh, Rumble Rose for 360. Like I said, big fan of the game. I had it for the GameCube and I had it for the 360. Let me see. PlayStation 2, About You Being an Eagle. This game made me sick. It was in for VR. Made me all over the place. Yeah. Wolfenstein or Wolfenstein for Xbox. Yeah, this was very popular online for Xbox. Very, very popular. Oh my goodness. My Left 4 Dead 2 disc. Look, it's my Left 4 Dead 2. I forgot I even had this. Oh my goodness. I don't have the box for this. I have the Left 4 Dead 2. Wolfenstein. I love Wolfenstein. It's a pretty good one. You ever played Burnout Paradise? I love this game so much. I used to play with the Mad Cat steering wheel. Nothing like slamming someone's car calling. There's all kinds of catastrophes and accidents. I had the Burnout Revenge, which is actually also fantastic because you had a revenge meter. And then I had the Burnout Takedown. These were good for the Mad Cat steering wheel. I think I may invest in the Mad Cat steering wheel. I had the Xbox with it too. This right here is Watch Dogs. You know what's interesting about this? This is when the game was supposed to come out at a certain time. It didn't because they pulled it back because the game basically it fell through a little bit. They had to send it back. But keep in mind, the original version of Watch Dogs was not all that great because the physics were actually garbage. But the other version they made was actually pretty good. Syndicate, freaking good game. Amazing game. Actually amazing game. Did I have the booklet for this one? Oh, I did it in the booklet for this one. Yeah, it was pretty good. Good game. Red Faction Armageddon. Actually an amazing game. Freaking love this one too. Booked it in that one. I gotta find my other box. Mother box or mother game. Mother I did a live. I have a did a live series of games. Medal Honor Limited Edition. Look at that cat up there looking at her. BAM! Mace Griffin Bounty Hunter. This game pretty much should have got more credit. It was extremely, extremely good. What do you have in here? Oh, shoot. A bunch of games. Most likely this is a burned CD. Yeah. Gears of War. And what's this one? Ah, this is the disc I got for one of my knives. Cold Steel Knives. Oh, sorry. Do I have the right one? Sorry? Yeah, Cold Steel Knives. Got this professional blade. I got this thing in here. Sliced a lot of stuff in half with it. Ah, Prototype 2. This is an amazing game. Freaking amazing game. If you step on that, you just don't know. Guilty Gear times 2. Yep, that's for the Xbox. For the Xbox. Oh, I have Dreamcast games too. I got tons of Dreamcast games. Blue Stinger, Power Stone 2, you name it, I got tons of those too. On top of that. Let me see what we got here. Oh, movie The Matrix. Probably got in here with my stuff, yeah. I even had the receipt when I first purchased the game. It's all faded and everything. But it's when I first purchased the game for The Matrix, when it first came out. Got that cool cell phone that came with it. Yep. Liar, liar, pants on. Liar. I gotta find other games. Oh, 007. Big fan of 007 games. Went out to go find my Dead or Alive and my GTAs. I have a bunch of games for GTA. I gotta find them. Star Wars Battlefront. Right there. And of course, Call of Duty. Right there. Call of Duty. I'll have to find, I'll have to go back and get those. Because those are the ones I actually want. So I'll go put this back in. I'm going to keep this out. I got the console systems for all of them. They're all the memory cards. So I have my PlayStation games. I have the games for, like I said, N64. I even have an FM Marty in Neo Geo in my collection. Atari Jaguar, Atari 26, N5200 in my collection. So, when you sit there and say at the end of the day, your naysayer says, oh, you don't know console. I got more console games than you. Please. I even had Pong. On the Tandy system, before Radio Shack was called Radio Shack, look it up. It was called Tandy Corporation. I have all the handheld games. You know, the little football games you would play and had little dots with a pop up on the screen. I had the basketball, I had the football, and I have the baseball. I got all of them. I even have a Merlin. You ever seen one of those things before? Yeah, Merlin was actually before Simon. I had one of those too. It looks like a giant red cell phone. Did you ever have one of those before? Probably not. Had all that stuff. Vectrex, you name it. TurboGrafx 16. All that good stuff. CDI, 3DO. Even Philips CDI had a good, it was a good stuff. Philips CDI, and then they came up with the Panasonic in a game. Had some pretty good content on it. So before you sit there and say at the end of the day, they're saying, Mr. Bird, you don't know anything about console. Yeah, those are making that statement. Bet you I got more console games than you do. You probably even know what an Odyssey looks like. Well, I do. I own one. Yep. You know, the cool thing about it is, I got the opportunity to play and beat all those games. I got a chance to watch dozens and dozens upon hundreds of thousands of endings in console games under my belt. That when some of you guys come in talking about my knowledge in consoles, because you have a what? PS5? Nah, please. Give me a break. Yeah, I played the old schools. I even have Pong. Let's have Pong. Pong only had two options on it. You can make it faster, you can make it slower. Oh, sorry. Make it faster, slower, or you can change the size of your paddles. You ever own an Atom? I had one. Probably everybody know what an Atom is. Atom's a great big computer gaming system. At the time they had the computer/gaming system, this is where we had the Commodore. Came out, they had one. Kind of a little matrix dot printer on it. Let me see. Commodore 2600. I know my stuff at the end of the day. I had this stuff. Commodore 2600. I own one of those. You see that controller? What was it like? It looks like an NES controller, doesn't it? That was up before the NES. The Commodore 64, which is also the Atari 2600, or the Commodore 64 and 2600, basically same unit, but they kind of 64 didn't do all that well. It's kind of a gamble system. You ever a Sega Master System? I had one. I even had Nintendo with the Duck Hunt. The track and field, that little robot that did absolutely nothing but look cool on your desk. It was supposed to play games with you, like you had someone. Trust me, it wasn't even close. The Power Glove, I think it was trash. It was trash. It wasn't accurate. It was never accurate. Ever. It was cool to have. It really was cool to have in your hand. It was awesome. But it was never accurate. I even have a Game Boy. A Game Boy and Virtual Boy. Virtual Boy, biggest letdown in gaming history. Well, I'm pretty sure I could probably find something worse than that. But it was pretty jacked up. Because the commercials they did for the Game Boy, so the Virtual Boy, were all in color. They were beautiful colors. You're thinking, I'm going to get this VR system, and I'm going to see all these beautiful colors. No, it was all in black and white. It was all in black and red. You had Terminator vision. Like the old Terminator. Sega CD. Sega CD was amazing. This is where you had the stack system. If you had the Sega CD, you had like the Sega 1 system. Generation system, the Sega 1 was actually better than the Sega 2, because the Sega 2 was okay, but the Genesis 1 had a headphone jack and volume, and it was in stereo, and the other one was in mono, so it really wasn't all, it was okay. And then you came out with the CD-ROM, because this is when CD-ROM started to break in. So I have Gen Zs, and sometimes they'll talk to me and say, hey, no, CD-ROM came out, it's been out for a while, because I haven't, no. I was around when CD-ROM came out, because my first song that I got on CD was Public Enemy. I went down and I bought a CD player. And the guy was like, yeah, buy this. This sound sounds so crisp. It's far better than cassette. And he wasn't joking. It was absolutely crisp. So now I couldn't use my Sony Walkman anymore because I heard CD. So that means I had to go out and buy myself a Sony Walkman, a Sony CD player. But the only problem with the Sony CD player is it skipped. It didn't make a difference. You had a little case on the side. They skipped all the time. They came with the anti-skip, and that really didn't work too much at all. And they had the bass boosters on the side to add more bass. So I got a chance to actually dwell in technology when it came to your headsets. Y'all go with the now, we were headsets and gaming, headsets for cell phone or something like that. I was in the era where we had basically those great big huge Sony Walkmans. The things were huge. You put them on the side, and some of them came with blue, some came with silver. Oh, these things were beautiful. And sometimes on the buttons, they had like the red or blue or green on the buttons. And you had the really big one that said Sony. Those things were expensive. They're like $150 for that baby. And then, who remembers this? Remember the headsets. The headsets had these bright orange foam covers that will go over top your speakers. Yeah, that was the era of the Walkman, the Sony Walkman. Now there were other models that came out after that, but Sony was the one to have. Man, I remember the first time I got one, I paid $130 for it. Big, huge cassette player, had a little radio on it too, a little equalizer on it. I paid for it. And that was the thing. People walked around, it's all they had with those headsets on, listening to their music. Because you can carry your music anywhere you want. Then you had the Ghetto Blasters that came out, which I had one of those too. I had two of the Ghetto Blasters that came out. So I had a chance to enjoy that era too. Now, some of you are old enough on my channel, you know this stuff. And some of you aren't old enough to know this stuff. That's why when I talk at the end of the day, I'm not belittling those who know, because you know what I'm talking about. You would definitely know what I'm talking about, because you were in the era that I was in, and you probably had more stuff than me. Who even knows at the end of the day? But at least at the end of the day, you got a chance to experience something that that other generation will never, ever understand. They can't even recapture it. So people that were lucky to live in that generation, in that 80s gap, the 70s gap was amazing. 70s and 80s, amazing. That was gold. Absolute gold. The music in between the 80s was popping. It was popping. You had Friday night videos that would come on. Remember rushing to watch Friday night videos? They would show all the music you're used to hearing it, but you could see it in a video. A music video. Music videos were amazing. MTV, all of them. Friday night videos, I remember. You can watch your favorite songs in a music video. That's when music videos became big. Popular at that particular time. Now today, you look at music videos, and they're okay. But it's not like music videos when you first saw them. There was something special about that. The arcade, you could never bring that back. Ever. Not the same way it was in the 80s. You can't bring that one back, ever. You can't capture that atmosphere. You can't capture it. You had to be there to understand it. Arcade was amazing. And then on top of that, the dress code in the 80s was insane. Because you had people that were all into that UK punk, and then they spike hair and the anarchy t-shirts and freaking the lipstick and makeup and huge earrings and spikes. Oh, the spikes, man. Spikes on the wrist, spikes around the belt. You had, sometimes you wore 3 or 4 belts looped over top each other. Yeah, it was the style. People, Madonna came out. Everybody wanted to be Madonna. All these girls walking around with the pointy bras and everything and wearing a little hat on the top with a little makeup. She had a little cute look to herself. And then she had this kind of wild side to herself. So you could go back and forth which one you wanted. Prince came out. Oh, Prince came out. You Latinos at the end of the day had that down pat. You did. Because you know anyone could grow that freaking thin mustache at the end of the day. You could go to thin mustache. Y'all had the hair and the fade and everything with it. So y'all had that down pat. We couldn't get with that. We tried to, but you guys had that. That was all y'all. Y'all could get that. And they would come out there and they had the tight purple pants on, a little ruffle sleeve, just like Prince. And it was big, man. Anyone who dressed like Prince, man, they got women galore. Like, remember what True said at the end of the day? The guys that were wearing the makeup? Yeah, at one point, guys were wearing the makeup. Because then you had who came out wearing makeup. Who was it that came out wearing makeup? Boy George. And now you got guys running around with makeup on, like Boy George. And they were popular. And yes, they were getting women left and right. That's when you heard Charlie Murphy said the guys that were wearing the makeup were getting all the women. Yeah, it's crazy. Then you had the rap area. You had Run DMC, you had Salt and Pepper, you had Kool Moe D, you had Curtis Blow. You had all of them. You had people running around with big shirts that said Mickey Mouse across them, or Gucci across them, or Run DMC. Some people had the hat. Some people had the painter's hat tilted to the side because that was the hip-hop era at that particular time. You had the ski goggles, the Okie ski goggles on. And you had the gold ropes, the 4-finger rings, the earrings with the they call it the onyx, but actually it was plastic, but they thought would throw onyx in there. It was that thing. The big medallions, the big plates, the Adidas. Oh, the sneakers back then was freaking wicked, man. Y'all think y'all got sneakers today? We had the original Air Jordans. The Air Jordans y'all had now, they were nothing like the ones we had back then. We had the snakeskin Air Jordans. I had them in black and red. I had them in white, black, and red. I had the Georgetown Knights. I had the Air Force Ones when they first came out. These are the ones that had the yellow and they had the pepper black all through them. I had the Patrick Ewings, which are crazy color. It was orange and kind of like a little dark blue, and you could pump it up. They're the Reebok pumps. They're from Patrick Ewing's. Them. Had all of them. Patent leather Nikes, patent leather Adidas, all that stuff. And Gucci's, if you wanted Gucci's, because some people were preppy look. They had the prep look. Everybody had their own style. The preps would come out. They had little sweaters, little bow ties, had a little hat that snapped in the front. Little sleeves that rolled up at the day before they did the Miami Vice, and they had the little pants that would come down and they would cuff and their ankles would be exposed and they had those slip-ons. That's before the Miami Vice came out. And they had the G-Shock watches, the Ray-Ban glasses. They were the preps. And the preps would wear the Gucci's. Now the Gucci's you can't buy, and you can't go into the store and buy Gucci's at that particular time. You had to go to Atlantic City. Those of you on my channel old enough, you know what I'm talking about. You had to go to Atlantic City to get Gucci's. Can't walk in any store. You had to go to Atlantic City to get those Gucci's. And those Gucci's came in black, they came in white, some came in green, some came in red. But you had the Gucci's. And people saw them like, we got them Gucci's on? They run you 300. 300 for them Gucci's. Really? I remember Reeboks came out. Reeboks came from the UK. Yep. Everybody had them on. Everybody had them on. When the sweatsuit craze came out, you had the Adidas, you had the Reeboks, you had the Nikes, but Nike wasn't really all that big. It was more Adidas that was bigger than Nike. Nike had some clout, but Adidas was running it. It was running it for a long while. You had the Lacoste sweatsuits. Those are people that had a little more money. They could afford Lacoste sweatsuits. They were expensive. When you had the Adidas, I remember one time watching Run DMC come on, and they had the amazing Adidas sweatsuit with the big Adidas symbols on the front. That big Adidas on the front here and here. I was like, I gotta have it. I got one too. The Todd One sweatsuits. Remember them back in the day? Todd One. My goodness. One Easter in the 80s. Everybody was rocking Todd One. You had the Gazelle glasses and different term type. When LL Cool J came out, the Bombers blew up. The Kangos blew up. People were rocking the Kangos with the Gazelles and the Bombers. All that, the whole 9 yards. Run DMC comes out. They come on stage with a pair of sneakers and no shoelaces. Started a song called My Adidas. Blew up. Everybody now was just rocking thin Levi jeans in all different kinds of colors, and you wore them to fit, and they fit at the end of the day. And you cuffed them. If you want to cuff them just right, you did that trick where you actually folded it over and cuffed it up, and you get that nice little cuff at the end. But if you wore an Adidas with no laces in them, you had to wear two pairs of socks and bundle them up at the top so when you run, you don't run out of your sneakers. Then there was a stage where people were wearing the hiking boots. Remember that? The designer jeans, the Jordache, Calvin Klein, all of them, and they would wear them with these hiker boots. They were kind of a brownish kind of suede color with the red shoelaces in them, and that's when the name belts came out. People were getting their customization on their name belts. Of course, I got banned because somebody smacked somebody with a belt and they took them. You can't use them in school anymore. And then communications. What did you have? Pagers. Everybody had pagers. You had no money, you had sky pagers. You had more money, you had the brick. If you had some money, you had the bag phone. The 5-pound phone that sat in the bag and you paid $4 a minute for incoming and outgoing calls. The cars were better. Oh my goodness, the cars were freaking epic. They were freaking amazing. Oh, it was the Mustang. I remember the Mustang GTO. Everybody was getting us with the big skirts on them. And they had the LED lights on the bottom of them. Yeah. Man, that was a good time to be around, man. You had so many different types of fashion. Even when you had White Snake, you had AC/DC, you had the rockers at the end of the day. Rockers in the UK were a little different, okay? The UK's were more punk, and then you had the rockers that came on. They had tight-fitting pants. My buddy used to be one of them. He had these tight-fitting leather pants, and he had the shirt open up, and he had a couple little beads going across, and he had the bandana. His hair was all crazy, spiked in different directions and stuff. And he wore a little little mascara on and everything. Yeah, that was his era. He was into that. Aerosmith. He was a big fan of Aerosmith. Aerosmith was huge. Big fan of Aerosmith. Little rings and everything and all that stuff. He had the boots with the bandanas tied around them and all that. Yeah. That was a crazy time, man. And then the techno craze came on. And that was another section right there that blew up. The techno craze. Man. Then you had it with the African Americans, you had Public Enemy that came up. And everybody's rocking these giant clocks. The bigger your clock is, the more clout you had. See these giant clocks, and you walking like Flavor Flav, yeah, boy. You hear that all day long. Literally hear it all the time. Like, yeah, boy. He used to wear the painter hat, and he had this dance he used to do. That dance that Flavor did set a lot of dancers up to do the exact same dance. That whole shuffling your body back and doom, 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 doom. He came out, yeah, Public Enemy, and that blew up, and everybody was walking around now with these sweatsuits with the African American symbol sign on the flag on the back of them. They was wearing the beads. They was wearing the dreads, short dreads and stuff. They was wearing the bucket hats. Anything that had the African American print on it was popular because they represented basically the history of the African American race and how we need to be stronger. We need to bind together. And the music was powerful, it was moving. Public Enemy. Bass, how low can you go? Death Row, what a brother know. And they had the horn. Ding, 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 ding. Oh man, it's perfect for freaking your boombox, especially if you was walking under the subway. You hear that ding, ding. The horns were pretty high. Oh man, we had a lot of the paper comb speakers, the preamps, tons of. If you're in that area, people had cars with amps on top of amps on a big, massive speakers, and you could hear cars from like blocks away blasting the music. Insane system. That's where a lot of these systems came from today, where people are blasting at these huge shows where they show up their sound system. Coming way back in there, where people used to hook those systems up in their cars. Man, it was a great time. The food was better. The movies were better. The food was better. Everything was better in that particular era. If I had a time machine, I go back there and never come back. I take my cat. Who cares about this? I'll go back and never come back ever again. 80s was amazing. And if you think that was great, the movies in the 70s and 80s was magical. Magical. E.T. came out, it blew up everywhere. Raiders of the Lost Ark came out. Star Wars was in the 70s era around that time. Oh, 70s, man. 70s was amazing, too. 70s had the most beautiful cars you've ever seen in your entire life. The stuff you would go to the car show and watch, I've seen that when I was a kid. I've seen all kinds of customization vehicles. The shag wagons, vehicles. I can't believe they used to park them under the bridge over at Brandywine, and they open them up. You see the inside. These babies were gorgeous. These shag wagons were beautiful. Yeah, man. 80s was an amazing time, man. It was amazing. 70s and 80s was an amazing time. I never got a chance to experience the disco and all that. I wish I did. I wish I had that opportunity to experience that, but I didn't. I wasn't born that far back. But I remember seeing my brothers and sisters all dressed up, got little chain across, with little pants, tight pants with the bell bottoms and the platform shoes and all that. You know, I remember that. They all be dressed up. They all go out to the disco. But I never got a chance to see what a disco actually looked like. Yep, was in there having a ball. Oh, good time to be alive. It was. Cartoons are better too. Cartoons were amazing. 70s, yeah, right. 70s cartoons were amazing. Up to the 80s, they were amazing. You had Comcast. Comcast had that big old box with a remote control. It was about this freaking big, and you basically had that fake wood on it. It would have like it wouldn't even have VGA. It would have coaxial cable hookup. You had to hook it up to channel 4, and it had this godforsaken giant antenna up there swinging back and forth in the wind. But you got all your channels. Yes, you did. I never forget they said big old dangling cable coming from the side of your house and connected in there. Oh man, wrestling. Do I need to repeat myself how amazing wrestling was at that particular time? Yeah. So you watching it on pay-per-view, it was free because it was on TV. Creature double feature. Showed all the horror movies at a certain time. You can watch nothing but horror movies non-stop. Kung Fu Theater? Oh my goodness, this is where I saw Crouching Tiger. I saw the five, no, no, what's it called? Oh man, it's called Super Assassin. There's something else it was called. But I know it's called the Five Fingers of Death, the Flying Guillotine, all of them. I saw all them stuff back in the day. But I remember the other one had Super Assassins, whatever it's called. Man, those are the best ones, man. They got that and music would come up. Oh my goodness, it was amazing. That was amazing, man. Kung Fu Theater was a bomb. If you remember watching that. Everybody watching that knew karate, knew Kung Fu. We were using Kung Fu movies. We're like, yeah! Karate chop your brother across the neck. Start a fight. Oh my goodness. That was an amazing time, man. It was an amazing time. And then for other people that were into more like Dinah Ross, the Jacksons, you know what I mean, or Stevie Wonder, stuff like that. What Studio? What was it? Studio. It was more like in the 50s. Was it Studio? Studio what? I'm gonna say Studio 56. I'm pretty sure I'm off on that one. What was the vintage studio nightclub? Studio 54. There you go. Studio 54. Studio 54 came out it was 1977. Studio 54. I told you 70s era and 80s era was a bomb. Yeah. That was a big time nightclub. Big time nightclub. At the day. Studio 54. Then you had the Roxy. I got a chance to be in the Roxy. Yep. Boy, hanging around the Puerto Ricans. The Puerto Ricans were fun to hang around with. They were fun. I had a lot of Puerto Rican friends back then. Number one, breakdancing. They was into that breakdancing. And tags, man. They put up the most insane tags I've ever seen in my entire life. The artwork was actually poetry. I mean, it was like, for them, when they would put those tags up, it was like more than just painted, and it became a piece of their life and their dream they would actually apply to that surface. It wasn't graffiti, it was art. It was beautiful. I watched my friend do that work, did that kind of work, spray up and everything. I was like, wow, that's insane, man. It's beautiful. It was art. It was beautiful. But, you know, the city looked at it as vandalism and this, that, and the other. That's what they thought it was. It was beautiful. It was their art. It was beautiful to see their tag up there. Other people knew who they were because they could see that tag. That's so-and-so's work up there, right there. Gave a bit of pride at the end of the day. Put a beautiful piece of work up there. But, you know, other people saw it otherwise. Yep. It was good for putting them tags up. Man, we had a lot of fun. We had a lot of freaking fun. Legendary nightclub. Yeah, Charlie Murphy was there at Studio 54. All the big stars were there. Rick James, all of them's in there. All of them up in there. All of them moved up in there. Michael Jackson was in Studio 54 too. All of them up there. It's the biggest legendary club ever. A lot of crazy stuff went on there too. A lot of crazy stuff went on in Studio 54. I watched this documentary on Studio 54, and there was a woman. She was like roughly, I say, in her early 70s, and she had two lifestyles. She liked the party life. She liked the drinking and carrying on, whatever nonsense she was in. But she was in some really weird stuff, dressed in leather and stuff. But she was also a church woman. You know, by day, you know, she had grandkids and stuff like that, and she had this two people that she was a very wholesome woman, but she had two lives. So she was doing drugs in there, and her heart, she was having a heart attack. She was dying. And she told the guy, I need you to do me a favor. She had a real big guy with him. He was a gay dude, real big gay guy. He was her best friend. She said, I need you to do me a favor. She said, I'm having a heart attack. I'm dying. He said, let me call it. I said, no, it can't get out. It can't get out. Like, I'm at the hospital. I can't let people know. Her life could have been saved. She'd rather die there. I need you to take my clothes off and have me naked in an alleyway somewhere to make it look like I was raped or attacked. Then we'd be found in this building. So that guy took her body away from that building, and that's where she died, at some alleyway naked. Because she didn't want to be discovered in that building because of her life that she had on the other side. She didn't want to embarrass her family. Can you imagine that? Insanity. Yep. It's free. New York City nightclub. Then there was a crazy TV commercial like, Crazy Eddie, our prices are insane. Yeah, Crazy went to jail for a very long time for doing things he shouldn't have done. Gaming commercials, you saw gaming commercials. You don't see gaming commercials anymore. I remember you saw gaming commercials. Nintendo and Genesis were going at it all the time. And then you saw freaking the big boy games would pop up. You know what I mean? Game stores were even better. It was all better. And now, well, it's all high tech. That's what it is. Those of you who, you know, who really call yourself console gamers at the end of the day, technically you're not. A console gamer would be the one that actually started off with Pong and watch vector graphics come into play and all that stuff. We played on game systems before you had apps and Facebook and all these different social media sites. People really lived in that era where you didn't have, if you went outside, there were no cell phones. You went outside, you communicate with people, and you talk to people. That's what you did. Yep. That's what you did. Now today, it's so superficial and fake, I don't even want to be a part of it. It's fake. You live in a matrix world at the end of the day. Technically, none of this is true. You're sitting in a pod somewhere where they're basically pumping you with some kind of weird baby food to keep you alive. That's it. Because all this feels like it's fictional. Not even real. Everything's all digital. Tell me something. You go on a date with a girl or a guy, they spend more time with their cell phone than they do with you. Back in the day, you didn't have that issue. There were no cell phones. So you spent time talking to that person, getting to know them, everything about them. Communicated and talked with them. If you wanted to see them, you went right down to their house and you had a conversation. You met up with them outside. Yo, what I did something together. Not I meet you on Facebook, I message you here and all that nonsense. No. Back then, people talked to each other instead of sending a ton of text messages. Like, you know, all I do is text on the phone. I can't really talk to you. All I do is I hate that so much. So much. Yeah. It was real back then, you know. Kids went outside and played. Kids now are stuck on machines, gorging on food. Now you wonder why America's the fattest country in the world. Because you got kids out there that really don't run around getting any exercise. Parents that got their kids playing sports and stuff, kudos to you. Fantastic job, by the way. But those of you who got your kids up there, come in, get a plate full of food, get up there and play a video game all day long. I am a person who plays games, but at the end of the day, my mom said we had to leave the house. I grew up in an era where basically we did bike riding and basketball and climb trees and all that stuff. I was in the Boy Scouts. I was in the Club Scouts. I was an active kid. I even played baseball. So I was always active. Because, my mom had a rule. Get the freak out of the house and go do something, but you better make sure you're in front of that door when them street lights come on, or if I have to come get you, I'm going to beat the daylights out of you. Yeah, because I remember that. She didn't play that kind of game. At all. Neither did my father. My father was not that type of person to play with. That's why I said I see the era change at the end of the day. Even the whole thing with the whole disciplining of a kid. Now today you can't pop your kid because they'll call child welfare on you because you discipline your child, but later you got to worry about your kids go up and trying to kill you because they don't fear you. When I was coming up, you get jacked up. You would get jacked up. All that talking about, people think that's cute. When you hear a kid cursing on YouTube, and they, oh, it's so cute, it's just so funny. That ain't funny at all, period. Your child's up there cursing at the end of the day. If they think it's funny, they're going to continue to think it's okay because you said it's okay to curse. And then when they curse at you and curse you out, then what are you going to do? Just nip that nonsense in the butt when it first started. Let them know that that's a bad word and don't say this word. Because that's what they're supposed to do. Kids snatch things from you, talk to you like you're supposed to be, and then they come and have a conversation with the adults. What the freak are you doing in here having a conversation with the adults? I'm sorry, then I gotta I'm like that with the young generation of my family. If I'm talking with the adults and you want to come and put your 2 cents in, go sit down somewhere. This conversation is not about you. We're adults over here talking at the end of the day. Show some respect. Yeah, I don't play that nonsense at the end of the day. When you're old enough to sit at the big boy table, then you sit at the big boy table, you have the big boy conversation. But until then, you're at the kids' table. That's where you stay. That's why they have no respect. That's why they don't fear you. They fear me. I don't play that game at the end of the day. You're not going to be jumping on top of me because I like to jump on top of you and wrestle with you a little bit. No. You mess around and get tossed around. You will not like the outcome of it all. Don't jump on me and all that nonsense. Bump it up, me playing. No, we don't do that at all, period. If I say it's okay, we have some fun, that's it. And then after that, it's done. That's it. None of that nonsense. I don't play that mess. But, when I was coming up, if my parents called me upstairs, I didn't dare open up that door. Kids today open up the door, come running all in, jumping all over the bed. Yeah. My mother and father called me, either one of them called me upstairs. I would stop at that door until they gave me permission to open the door. Once they gave me permission to open the door, I'm at the foot of the bed, and that's where I stayed, at the foot of the bed. And I looked them directly in the face. And whatever they told me, I wanted to go do it. If I had slammed that door, if they heard me mumbling in the hallway, that is my behind, Mr. Mailman. I'm getting my butt kicked in. It's not abuse, it's called discipline. By kids, same thing. Better not ever catch you in my room messing with anything. That was a death sentence to walk into your mother's room and take something. Oh, now, when we go in their mother's room and take their makeup and whatever, this, that, and the other, and oh, it's just so fine. They're just a little adult. I have no respect for you. That's a death sentence to walk into your parents' room and take something out of there. You'll get jacked up. Now, I remember I went to my mom at one point. And I was out there hanging out there with my buddies. This is not when I was out in the streets. When I was young. I do what I want to do. Man, I don't listen to her. And I'm out there, young boy out there, about 8 years old, doing what I want to do. And then here come that caddy, park up. And my dad came out and walked right over top of me and punched me in my stomach. Well, you're going to be a man today, don't you? You want to talk back to your mother, you're going to be a man. You're going to be a man, I'm going to hit you like a man. I ain't trying to break a rib or something, but I got hit pretty hard. I felt it. I beat myself a little bit. It was a pretty hard hit. But it was enough to tell me at the end of the day, I better learn respect. And that's what I did. When I went and apologized to my mom, when she told me something, I went and did it. When she told me to be home, I was home. Then I run the risk of that caddy popping up and that man getting out of that car and punching me in my stomach. Now, some people say, oh, but that's abuse at the end of the day. This is the reason why kids have no respect for you. They don't fear you. At all. And you know that woman on on freaking TLC when he smacked his own mom. And she's like, oh. I watched one where the guy was sitting there and the kid pulled something and hit him in the head with it. It's like, oh my goodness. She showed violence. And what you do is you grab their hand and you smack their hand, let them know that you don't do this at all, period. Because here's the thing. If you don't discipline your kids, the world will. And the world is merciless on discipline. Let your kids run around and hit people and carry on. You think, oh, it's just being a cry. It's just him expressing himself. You're going to bump into a kid one day and that kid's going to put his head through a wall. Because you're going to bump into the wrong person. You can teach them discipline. I respect other people. Yep. And then why did Johnny black both your eyes? Because I went over and I hit Johnny. Because, you know, that's what I do. And he said it's okay. Yeah, you can get both his eyeballs blood. We're coming back to work, coming back to school looking like a raccoon. Better learn. The world will teach them. I see people on Facebook, the kids be cursing and carrying on and acting up. They think it's so cute. Look, it's so funny. A kid that walks by tomorrow, what the H? What the H? They're going to take that same influence to the workplace. They're going to take that same influence everywhere. If you don't teach them, the world will teach them. And then, like I said, the world is brutal. Came on here talking about a screen, came on here talking about life. Didn't we? That's what we usually do in our videos anyway. We talk about screens and we talk about life at the same time. And we show off our amazing technology. Boom. You should be watching something. But anyway, yeah. That's what my mom used to say. If I don't discipline you, the world will. And the world is merciless. It will hurt you. And she was not playing. You know, you raise your kids to be big and bad and tough and to attack other people and carry on and act up. And one day they're going to a bar, they're going to meet that person. Yep. And those are the people end up in flashing red trucks. Nobody inside, everybody up front. You know what that stands for. When you don't see anybody in the back, they're bringing that meat wagon. Got the wrong person. I teach you to be, your kids to be humble, respectful toward others. I met these kids one time. I was in a store, little Christian girls that came in. Very polite. Yes, yes, sir, yes, ma'am. Very polite. Wanted these earrings. They're trying to get the money together for these earrings. You see they're counting their change up. I paid for their earrings. And the first thing that little girl said out of her mouth was, "Thank you, Jesus." Most beautiful thing I ever heard. She gave praise to the Lord. I didn't want the praise at the end of the day, but she gave praise to the Lord. That was beautiful. Parents raised that girl right. Raised both of them right. Thank you, Jesus. Both saying, thank you, Jesus. I was glad to be there so they can give more praise to God. I meet kids that say, yes, sir, no, ma'am, this, that, and the other, very polite ones. Wow, parents raised them good. Much respect for the parents. When your kids show respect to others, you get that respect right back. Like, wow, that's your kids over there, man. Much respect, man. You did a fantastic job raising them at the end of the day, boy. I tell you, I work for the school district. You know, who them jump up into on a daily basis. You don't discipline them, they don't fear you. They don't fear you. Well, the school do whatever they want to do because they don't got no fear. If a teacher contacted my mom about a bad report card, I was done. I was scared to death. I get my behind worn out for it. Ever do pick a switch? Oh, I have. I've done pick a switch. You really think about it, it's kind of a jacked up thing to do to a kid, but it does basically get the word across not to do dumb stuff to pick a switch. When you literally will pick out the switch, it's going to whip your behind. Yep. What was it, man? I kept getting in so much trouble, man. My mom, like whipping me wouldn't do any good, because I wasn't at the point. I just got to the point where whipping me wouldn't work. Because you know you spanked me, so what? I mean, you're gonna tell me at the end of the day I can't leave with my friends, and man, my friends are all up in the room like, yeah, we gotta go. I'm gonna punishment. I can't go anywhere. Come on, man. We can get you back in the house. You heard that line before. We can get you back out for your mom come home. You know darn well that's not going to happen. You get out there having too much fun looking at the time and realize that it's too late for you to come home. So now you sneaking in and you know they see you, but they don't say anything about it. They just come into the room with the bell like, I saw what you did. And you get your butt worn out for it. And then the next day, I would do it again and again and again to the point where my mom was like, there's no point beating him. It doesn't process for him. He's just one of those kids and it just does not process. And they tried everything and it didn't work. He even brought a psychiatrist to me. I was a bad kid. I was so much of a bad kid in the neighborhood. They called me the Black Dennis Menace. I was Bishop, as I was. I did a lot of crazy stuff when I was a kid. Burning flames of crap on people's porches. Stuff like that. Crazy stuff. Pranks. Every time we turn around, some neighbor was coming over about something that I broke, busted, damaged, or set on fire. Something crazy. That's how I learned to make pipe bombs. Hanging around this kid called Flavio one day. I mean, we were blowing up people's mailboxes. I wasn't blowing up. I was actually hitting them with a baseball bat first. But guy had a cast iron box out there. And we were smacking that thing with bats left and right. We just couldn't get it to go down. The guy was like, Flavio, my friend, was like, you ever make a pipe bomb before? Because his brother was military. He showed him how to make pipe bombs. I don't know why, but he did. And he learned how to make a pipe bomb. It went up. It did. Way too much freaking gunpowder we packed in there, but it did go up. Yeah, it definitely did. Put a big crater in the ground. Scared the crap out of me, scared the crap out of him. Blew out the guy's windows and everything. Destructive. You know that thing on basically Home Alone, Mr. Dummy or Mr. Highway? And they throw that dummy over the side and it goes through someone's windshield. I actually did something like that when I was a kid. They got a hold of a mini sledgehammer, a small sledgehammer. And in Delaware, the bridge, we were smashing and breaking parts of the bridge and kicking it into oncoming traffic. I was something else when I was a kid. I was destructive. And Delaware was different. Now, I don't know what it is now, but when I was a kid, Delaware basically brings the kid back home to the parents. So I didn't get any jail time or nothing. I no juvie, nothing whatsoever. They just brought me back home, which would have been which worse. So my mom looked at me and said, "You're gonna kill somebody one day. So this is what's gonna happen." Now, mind you, I'm a sugarholic. I love sweets. I will work side jobs, cut grass, whatever, to get extra sugar that my mother can't supply for me because I love sweets. And this is what made me stop getting in trouble. So my mother sat there and said, okay, here's the deal. We had dessert every freaking night. So that's why we used to have sugar all the time. You know, on punishment for 2 months, which means the entire summer vacation, I went on punishment. And she didn't bend or break at all. I got no dessert for 2 freaking months. It almost killed me to not have sugar. My friends weren't allowed near the windows or nothing, so they could sneak me anything in. When I got done eating, I went right to my room. There was nothing in my room. We had no TVs and stuff. It was just dresser, bed, closet, and that was it. That went on for 2 months. You know what's funny? When you're on punishment, all the good stuff happens. My grandmother pops up, takes everybody to Wildwood. I never saw that because I was on punishment. They went to freaking Donny Park. I couldn't even go. All the fun stuff. The Echoes had, their next week we called the Echoes. They work a lot of charities and stuff. And they had extra tickets for ice skating. Everything pops up when you're on punishment. My mother did not bend. I spent the entire summer inside. My friends out there running around, joking, having fun, and I'm here. That's what did it. That's what broke me. After that, I stayed out of trouble. I didn't want to do that ever again. So I remember bits and pieces, but I do remember sitting down and her giving me something, my food to eat, and she gave me cookies. But she wanted to give good things to me. She did. And that's one thing my mom would say. I want to do good things for you, but you keep doing destructive stuff. How can I give you good things? That's how God, at the end of the day, is for us. He wants to give us amazing things, all the blessings of the world, but we can't have them because we do dumb stuff. So, yeah, sat me down and gave me my cookies. Gave me some cookies. Man, that's the best thing I ever had in my entire life was those cookies. But I couldn't have the cookies until I finished the food. When I finished the food, I can have the cookies. Man, that was the best. And the cookies, that sugar, man. I got addiction to sugar. But that sugar, that taste, man, my eyes rolled up in the back of my head like I was getting high. I like sugar. I love freaking sugar. I had to modernize it now. But I love sugar, man. I do. They stopped making sugar. My life is over. I can't live without it. But anyway, yeah, I got that sugar back, man. I came outside. I was like, yeah. I was freaking high as a kite, man. That wasn't enough. I still wanted more sugar. So I had a couple of places we would go to, and we cut the grass over there, and the woman would give us $1. Cut the grass. And $1 back then was a lot, because you got dollar penny candy. Remember the penny candy? Penny candy, yeah. Got 100 pieces of candy for $1. It was good candy, too. The dipsticks when they came out, that the Boston baked beans, the now latest Alexander the Great, or the now latest came in so many different flavors. You had cinnamon, you had freaking vanilla, you had chocolate, you had orange, you had peach. Everybody liked the apple. Apple was nasty. But they had all different kinds. Man, the chocolate. Oh, I like the chocolate, the vanilla, and the cinnamon puff, man. I gotta go dig something up now. I gotta find out if I can get this. I want this. Let me see. Vintage chocolate now laters. Yeah, talking about the vintage chocolate now laters. Yeah. The cinnamon were banging. Oh, cinnamon was so good. But see, now they just changed. When I was coming as a kid, it was 10 in a pack, and they were the size of a quarter. They were huge. Squares. Nice little thick squares, about that thick, and about the size of a quarter, like about that around. Man, now they changed little dinky little now laters. It's too small. Yep, everything was bigger. The Charms Pops were huge, man. They had the candy cigarettes. I remember candy cigarettes. I remember candy cigarettes. I had candy things, bubblegum cigars. They pulled all that because they didn't want kids sitting around when they were smoking. Who was trying to smoke? If you wanted to smoke, it wasn't hard to do. I mean, basically just go to a vending machine and get cigarettes. It wasn't hard to do. If you remember the vending machines, get cigarettes for your pop. And the day I remember that. Winston 100s and Camels without the freaking filters. Give me a couple of dollars, and you would walk in. There'd be a bar there, but you wouldn't be in the bar because the vending machine would be inside of the vestibule between the door and the actual bar. And you go in there, put your money in, and you just pull the knob, and the cigarettes will pop out. And nobody walking in that bar would ever question you at all. You must be getting cigarettes for this pop. You're too young to be smoking. But you could have been. It wasn't hard to get cigarettes. It really wasn't. Commercials for cereal were better. It was like a little cartoon. And the cereal tastes amazing. Freaking Captain Crunch is still some good. It is. King Vitamin for me tastes like dog food. Freaking Count Chocula, Frankenberry, Blueberry, all of them, they taste like trash. They do. It was much better. It was much better. Bigger marshmallows, all that. The only cereal I see that's still the same as Lucky Charms. Lucky Charms still stay the same. Yep, Frosted Flakes are one of them. I couldn't stand Frosted Flakes. I like the sugary cereals. I think that's what I wanted. But you had that Frankenberry, Blueberry, and Count Chocula. Man, that's really, they have a little cartoon with pop. There we go. I had to get you back for. There we go. I had to get you back for a minute. Well, people, that's basically about it. All the candy was good. It was good. You get the big full-size Snickers before they start them freaking bite-size. Yeah, we had full-size everything. Full-size freaking Snickers, Almond Joys, whatchamacallit. I remember the whatchamacallits came out. How about bubble gum was the bubble gum you could pop and stick to your face. Right, we had all the good candy, all the good sodas. I remember soda came in a glass bottle. Milk came in a glass bottle. Now it's in cartons. I remember the big debate on that too. It was a huge argument about them cartons when they came out because people thought they were made with chemicals. They made people sick. They have a lot of long-term effects. It was better when it was glass. Much better. I don't know why they stopped it. Soda was never in plastic. It was always in glass. Yep. Later on, you got the canned sodas. And I remember the beers, Budweiser, all of them back in the day, they had tabs you could pull off. You pull the tab off, and what people would do, they take the tab and they stick it in their drink. And people were choking to death. I don't know why people did that. It was crazy. I watched my brother do it one time. They pull the tabs off and they would stick the tab inside of the drink that they're drinking. I don't know why, and people choke to death on those things. And then now they started making them when you can't pull them off now. Ah, who remembers that far back? I remember all that, man. All that, man. All that. All that craziness. All that. Now people drinking beer was like, oh shoot, I forgot about that. You can pull the tabs on. People make jewelry out of them things, necklaces and everything out of them. Yep. I almost forgot all about that. Yeah. That's way back. That's when a can of beer looked like a can of beer. A can of beer is small now. It's not the same size as a can of beer when I was coming up. They were like tall boys. Excuse me, a regular can of beer was like a tall boy. Now you pay extra for a tall boy. It's not considered to be a regular sized can of beer. Well, can't go back, right? Nope. If I had a time machine, I'm done. I leave everything behind. I take my cat with me. See if any of my family members wants to come with me because they like the 80s too. I won't come back. And the people at the end of the day said, well, how would you do for money? I'd be rich. You know why? Because I lived it already. The fashions that they had back then, I could basically dominate the fashion world. And again, I lived in that era. So I know what fashion is going to be hot and what's not. So if I came out and said, hey, look, we're going to design, this is a big hot fashion ad. The Miami Vice. The Miami Vice and people rocking the Jerry curls. I could have invented the Jerry curl and be rich. Because it was going to be popular. And I knew it was going to be popular because I got a head start than everybody else. Designing, we got these jackets coming out. This is going to be the style. They're going to wear a pastel jacket, different light colors, nothing crazy. T-shirts, Ray-Ban glasses, big swatches. They're going to roll the sleeves up, wear the loafers with no socks, and that's how they're going to rock it. That's going to be the new style up here, I'm telling you. Yeah, easily. That craze will take off. I'll be rich off of that too. I'll be pitching all kinds of ideas to freaking toy makers because I would know all this stuff. The Cabbage Patch, I beat that person before they made it because, again, I know about the doll, how popular it's going to become. Man, you'd be a step ahead of everybody else. You saw Hot Tub Time Machine, you see what happened. It went back to the 80s. They got rich. And the reason why they got filthy rich because, again, they knew everything was going to be popular. Go back and make the pet rock, get rich. Yeah. Picture story about the DeLorean. About a guy named Michael J. Fox. You know what I mean? His guy and the guy from Taxi King. They got this car they can travel into the future and try to stop the erasing of his own existence. That's a fantastic story. Where'd you come with? I don't know. It's on top of my head. I'd be a multi-millionaire. Of course, the problem is I would change anything here in the future. When I come back here, I'll be the biggest thing ever. I'll be more famous than sliced bread. I'll be responsible for kicking off the 80s. That'd be crazy, man, what you could do. Go back and basically be the one that first discovered Bitcoin before it was real, before they watered it down and turned into those fiasco nonsense. Bet on every football game and win every single one of them because I knew who was going to win. Well, I'll flip my money. Any money I made, I take it to go play games, football games, and bet because I was winning. I knew I was going to win. That's crazy. You'd be a billionaire. still be tampering with history, but not too badly. I would go back and catch Trump when he got into the cameo with Home Alone and put it in his head that acting is for him and stay out of politics. He just be an actor. He just quit and become an actor. Get bit by the actor's butt. He would never have anything to do with politics. You can't go back and hurt anybody. It's wrong. Because you're still killing somebody. It's wrong. You never do that. But you can persuade somebody to do something else. Like, hey, man, I saw your cameo. Freaking amazing. You should get an acting, man, at the end of the day. Here, take my card. I know some people at the end of the day. Yeah, definitely, from the door, get them in acting. Keep certain people away from certain things. Unfortunately, you can't kill Adolf Hitler. He'll do something bad in the future. You can't go back and stop anything. You know how horrible time travel has to be? That you literally have the ability to stop a massacre of a human race, the genocide of the Jewish community, the Jewish people, and you can't do anything about it. Or you will alter and change something, event that could be even worse in the future. It's like going back into the age of the dinosaurs. And I'm going to sneeze on something. But Homer sneezed on the dinosaur, they all died. Or imagine if you got a species of bug, a big one too. For some reason, learn to adopt and hibernate that same disease that almost killed them. Which means that thing would be on the ground right now. Cockroach inside of a freaking skateboard. Anyway, I gotta go. I'm so glad we had this time to talk. Let's drop some numbers here. I'm gonna listen on time. And then just go back, get rich. Don't do anything big because I don't want to make a lot of money. Because again, it's going to draw attention to yourself. And just live under the radar. Nobody will know. And I can live in the 80s and have money. Alright, people. Thank you for your time. I gotta go. I have some crazy stuff I gotta do tomorrow. Get some things done. Fortunately, I have to go down that road. I just wish that some people, I don't get people today. Just leave our stuff alone and mind your own business. But it is what it is. So it is what it is. Alright, people. You have a good one. God bless.